Yeah, yeah. What I was saying is, I was saying that after clicking on this new, you will get a different dialog box which will appear in this form, and where you have to give the input as variable name and variable value. Okay. So the variable name is nothing but your PC name. That whatever you will be seeing after going to the properties from your this PC icon on your desktop, and this variable value is nothing but you have to put here a address. What address? You have to put this address over here. Okay, this particular address. And how you are going to do this? You are going to browse the file. Okay. For filling this thing, that is the variable value, you have to browse the file. And for doing that thing, what you have to do, you have to follow this pathway. Okay, you have to follow this particular pathway. That the pathway has been mentioned over here. And this particular thing is only possible after the installation of Sentinel RMS license manager. Since you all can see that the file which has been taken over here is belonging to this particular core folder. Okay, so first of all you have to install this particular thing, and then you have to go to your variable generation thing. So you have to follow this path, and what you have to do, you have to select this particular LOADLS, this particular uh, thing over here, and you have to click on open. Okay, so after doing that, this particular variable value will be filled up with that particular address, that is LOADL dot S dot exe, that whatever you have selected. And look, the variable name which I have provided over here is Antrim Datta. Okay, so make sure that this particular thing contains your PC name or computer name, and this particular thing must contains the address of a file named as loadls.exe. Okay, and the pathway to that particular file is this, which is mentioned over here, and you will be able to see this particular pathway in your PDF, in the PDF which has been shared with you. Okay, so after doing that, you have to click OK. You have to click OK, and in this particular thing, you have to click this OK. And once you click on OK, you will be getting your thing as a variable. Okay, this particular system variable will was not present earlier, but just now you have created that thing, and it will be visible to you. And after checking this thing carefully, yeah, that whatever system variable I have created is visible to me, I will press OK and I will move ahead. Okay, so up to this step, we have installed RMS license manager, and we have created the system variable. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to navigate to the folder named as Aspen 1 Engineering 10, then Crack, then Sentinel RMS server, then tools, and we have to click on WLM admin. Okay, this particular application we have to click on. It's very important. We have to click on this particular application after doing all this that thing. So it will take us to this particular dialog box. Once we click on WLM admin, this dialog box will appear in front of you. So, and what's this particular dialog box belonging to? This particular dialog box is very important, and it's the most important step of the installation, since now we are going to install the license. Okay, this particular step is belonging to the license installation of this particular software. So follow the steps very carefully and hold on. At each and every single step, you have to just be patient enough to do whatever the system is doing. Let the system do, because it will take some time. Okay, it's not that you are just doing the click and it's happening. It will take some time. So just wait for the system to finish the job, and once it finishes the job, you can move ahead. Okay, so what we have to do after getting on this particular dialog box, you have to click on this plus. Okay, click on the plus sign before subnet server. We have to click on this plus. Once you click on this plus, your PC name will appear as a subset of it. Okay, Antrim Datta, as you all can see, is appearing over here. Okay, and this places will get filled up. This places will get filled up automatically. You don't have to do anything. This places will get filled up, and you don't have to do anything. Okay, so moving ahead, once clicking on the plus icon over plus sign present over here in front of or in before the subnet servers, once you click on that, it will get a subfolder named as your PC name, whatever PC name you have. In my case, I am having Antim Datta, since my PC name is this, and this places will be filled up automatically. So don't panic. What's happening? So it will be filled up automatically. So what you have to do is you have to uh, right click on your PC name, that whatever PC name you are having over here, you have to right click on that. Then you have to select the add features. Then you have to select from a file, and after that to server and its file. Okay, you have to memorize this particular thing. You don't have to learn it, obviously, but you have to memorize this thing, or it's present over there. So make sure that you don't select to server, otherwise the software will get corrupt. Okay, so just select this to server and its file. Okay, and after selecting that thing, what you have to do is after doing all, the dialog box will appear, which will ask you to locate to the license file that then navigate to. So once you do this now, a dialog box will appear in front of you, which will ask you to locate the license file. So the license file is present in this name. Make sure that you check it very carefully, that what particular file you are selecting. Since you can see over here, it is a license file, that is SLM license. The type of the file is a license file, and you have to select this file only for the particular license selection step. Okay, so what will happen after clicking on this thing, that is to server and this file, a dialog box will appear in front of you, which will be asking you to locate the license file. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to move to this crack folder, which we were moving earlier in crack folder. Like the pathway for the crack folder has already been shown to you. uh, you can see it over here, I guess, uh, in the very first step, or you can check it and when you will download the thing, no, you will be getting that thing in tools or cracks. In tools, I think you will be getting that license thing over there. That particular file, that particular license file will be present over there. Okay, so it will not be very much difficult for you to search that thing. So just click on that and make that thing open, and click on that and click OK. So the address of this particular license file would be taken. Okay, so what will happen after that? After the license being added, it will take several minutes. I have written several minutes over here, but it will but roughly it will take around 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the processing speed of your laptop or PC. Okay, depending on the processing speed of your laptop or PC, it will take around 10 to 15 minutes. So don't rush, don't panic that what's happening, nothing is happening. So just wait for that thing. Give it at least half an hour. If someone's PC is running too slow, so give it at least half an hour and wait for that time to get up. Then only do anything else. Or in case if you sense any sort of difficulty while doing this thing, you can talk to me as well, so I will be able to sort it out. But don't interrupt the steps, don't interrupt the installation steps. So mind it. So what you have to do is, once this particular thing is done, okay, again a dialog box will appear in front of you, which will be saying you that all the license files are downloaded or installed. This the dialog box will appear in front of you, and it will tell you that all the license files are installed. Okay, so after that thing, you have to move to this particular folder, and you have to click on this particular setup, and you have to install the Aspen. Since first you have installed the license, and then now we are installing the software. Installing the software is very easy. You just have to click on this setup. A dialog box will appear in front of you, and you have to keep on pressing on next, like any other software we do. Okay, and select the Aspen component. So you don't have to worry about that what component do I need to select, what not to select, what to deselect. So it will be pre-designed over there. The system will pre-select few of the components for you. So let them be like that only, and do not select any other, or do not deselect anyone. So just whatever has been selected over there, just let that thing be over there, and just keep on pressing next. And in the end, uh, you will be able to install this particular software successfully, and just reboot your PC, and you can enjoy that using Aspen Plus. Okay, so I hope this particular thing is clear to all of you, and this particular PDF is already been added to the MS Team group. So once you download it, your software, follow this particular procedure step by step. And in case if you are feeling any sort of difficulty, you can ping me on WhatsApp, or you can ping me in the group as well. So I will be there to help you out. Okay, so I hope that installation part is clear to all of you. and it will certainly take some time. So be patient while doing that thing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
So
Hello,
yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Antrim.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning. So if any student have a pirated version of Windows, then they have to install first that ISC script file first. Okay. So it is mentioned in the steps.
सर वी
Okay.
कांट हियर
So
यू
take care of that.
आवाज नहीं आ रही सर आवाज
Okay,
नहीं आ
okay.
रही
Mm. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Good morning,
Hello.
sir.
Good morning, good morning. So if any student have pirated version of Windows, okay, so there the Windows may ask for installing the ISS script file first, okay. So go there, first install ISS script file, okay, it is
Sir,
written
your
in the
voice is
steps.
not clear. Sir, आप कहाँ
Okay,
हैं?
so
Sir, मैं बोल देता हूँ, sir. So I will explain them because that particular steps are not present over here.
okay, so
Hmm.
tell
Actually,
them, okay.
yes, sir, surely, sir. Actually, sir is saying that if you are having a pirated version of OS with you, so what you have to do is when you will come to the, let me show you that thing. What will happen exactly if you have a pirated version of software? If you have a pirated version of software, now what will happen once you click on this particular software setup? It will take you to the dialog box, but it will ask you to download certain softwares as well, like ISS script software. Okay, those are named as ISS script software. So sometimes what you have to do is, in pirated version of PCs or OS, those particular files are not present. So Aspen will tell you that this particular file is not present or missing in your PC. So what you have to do is go to Google and download that particular file, whatever missing in your PC, and just download and install that particular thing before going to this particular step. So mind it, it will not give rise to any problem doing while these particular steps. But once you are going for this particular step, you must have the software installed, otherwise you will not be able to proceed. So those particular steps are missing over here. So I will try my best to give you one more PDF which will be telling you that what files do you need to make this install successful. And but once you click on this setup, you will be getting a list of
Antrim,
files, missing
Antrim,
files.
Antrim,
Yes, sir.
Antrim. That file is there in the folder. You just need to mention it in the installation steps. Okay. No need to
Okay,
download
sir.
from Google. I will tell
Okay,
you.
sir. I will
Okay.
do. Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Uh, just give me a second. Yeah. Sir is specifically talking about these particular softwares. Let me show you. Yeah. These particular softwares. I think you all can see that thing. Okay. So in case this particular softwares are not installed in your PC, you will not be able to down install this particular software. So when you will be clicking on steps, that setup of that particular thing, a dialog box will appear which will ask you to download these softwares. Okay, so you don't have to download this software. This particular software is already present in the software which has been shared with you. Okay, you just have to go to the Aspen 10, Aspen 1, V10 English folder, and then the third party redistributables. And after that third party redistributables, you will be getting the software over here. You can just click on that, and you can just by clicking this thing, by making the double click on this particular thing, you will be able to download this particular software. So in case you face troubles like this, you are most welcome to be stay in touch with me, and I will be there to sort it out. Okay, so I guess this thing is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we will start with our first lecture, that is Aspen, introduction to Aspen Plus. Okay, so I guess that my screen is shared. It's visible to everyone.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
visible to everyone? So,
Yes, sir.
just before starting, I would like to take a brief idea of do anyone have any idea on this thing? Uh, anyone have any have anyone have used any sort of simulators in their BTech or BTech life? That any sort of simulators you people have used? Do you have any idea that what a simulator do? How does it work? What's the goal of this thing? Anyone? No one have any idea regarding the simulators?
The
No,
simulators,
No, sir.
Okay.
the
Okay,
simulators are
then
softwares which uh, on computer acts like a pilot plant or मतलब sir explain नहीं कर पा रहा मैं
okay, no issues, no issues. So have you
विजुअली मतलब विजुअली वर्चुअली सॉरी सर वर्चुअली एक प्लांट को सिमुलेट कर देते हैं सर वो जैसे
okay?
हीट
So
एक्सचेंजर
have you
वगैरह
used
हो एक से
have you used any
नो सर आई हैवंट
simulator?
यूज्ड एनी
Okay, not till now. Okay, not an issue, not an issue. Okay, so I will be telling you that what this thing is and how this thing work. And so this particular lab is chemical engineering lab that we are going into, and the code for that lab is CS 22201. Okay, so the subdivision the subdivision for this lab is has been done in three parts. The first part is advanced modeling and simulation laboratory. The second part is analytical laboratory. And third part is process engineering laboratory. Okay, so basically I will be dealing with, I and my colleague Bushra will be dealing with advanced modeling and simulation laboratory, since this part is covered by Sabiul Hassan sir, our supervisor, and the remaining two parts will be dealt by uh, Sadhna ma'am and his correspondence. Okay, so analytical lab and this particular process engineering lab will be dealt by Sadhna ma'am, and this particular lab will be dealt by Sabiul Hassan sir, and we will be there to assist you out in case of any trouble. Okay, so moving ahead, in this particular lab, we are having two parts with us. In advanced modeling and simulation laboratory, we have two parts with us. That is the steady state and dynamic simulation using Aspen Plus software package. And in the second part, we have simulation of flowing system channels using ANSYS software package. So basically, in advanced modeling and simulation laboratory, we will be going, or you all will be learning about two particular software, which is one is ANSYS and one is Aspen. Okay, so on my part, I will be dealing with the steady state and dynamic simulations using Aspen Plus software package. And Bushra will be dealing with, my friend Bushra will be dealing with simulation of flowing system channels using Aspen ANSYS software package. Okay, so moving on, here are the contents for today's lecture. So what we will do is, first of all, we will going through the brief introduction of Aspen, that what is Aspen, what it's do, what is the benefit of this thing, all sort of things we will be doing through Aspen introduction. Then what is Aspen Plus process simulation model, then how to launch it, then beginning a simulation, then entering components, and then specifying property methods. So this is just a brief introduction of Aspen. So what I have done is I have divided the introduction segment into two parts. So today we will be dealing the first part. Since we will be working on one particular environment, I will be telling you that what sort of environment I'm talking about. And in the second part, I will be discussing about a different environment. And merging those two environment, you will be having the idea about how this software works and how you can implement your idea or how you can do your things on this particular software. Okay, so moving ahead, There is a brief introduction which I have added. So, what does ASPEN stands for? ASPEN stands for Advanced System for Process Engineering. That's why from there the name came ASPEN. So, what does it do? Basically, what you have in a chemical plant, we have a raw material with us, and we design a process for that thing to convert that particular raw material into a final valuable product. So we can do the same thing in Aspen as well. So what I have written over there, I have written that a flow sheet simulation is a computer software that is used to quantitatively model a chemical processing plant, which in addition to the core reactor unit also includes pre and post treatment steps. So these steps are also mentioned over there, that in case if you want to pre-treat your feed, in case you want to post-treat your whatever final product you have obtained. So you can do each and every single thing over here only, and you have to do those things in plant as well. But before going to the plant and before expensing all those things, you can check that whether whatever you want to do, that particular thing is feasible or not, that particular thing will work accordingly or not. So you can check all those ideas in Aspen, and Aspen will give you a brief idea or about whatever you are thinking and whatever you are going to do. So you can simulate. The simulation of an entire chemical process is possible in Aspen, starting from the raw material to the final finished product, and is symbolically represented by different icons. I will let you know that what icons is for what unit operations. So where each icon stands for a unit operation. So it may be a separator, it may be a reactor, it may be a pump, it may be a compressor. You may have a different unit operations with you. So in Aspen, we have a specified sort of icon for those things. So we'll be looking into that in later lectures. Okay. The iconic flowsheet simulator such as Aspen Plus allows us to predict the behavior of a process using basic engineering relationship. That's what I said. So before going into the real plant, you will be able to visualize your idea. You will be able to check your idea. You will be able to work on your idea, whether that particular idea is feasible or not. You will be able to check. You will be able to ask certain questions to you, and by using this particular software, you will be able to answer those questions. So what are those questions? So these are those questions. Conduct what if test. What will happen if I will do this? What will happen if I have done this? Talk about design specification. You can check on these things as well. Carrying out debottlenecking for constrained part of a process, then perform sensitivity analysis, then run the optimization investigation. All this thing you can do on Aspen Plus. So you can clearly see that this software is a very robust software, is obviously, and it does a lot of work for us. It really does a lot of work for us. So we just have to have that particular idea with us, and if we have a concrete idea with us, we can float to this particular software and we can check that whether our particular idea is feasible or not. So in talking, I was talking about general basic engineering relationship. So what are those relationships? These are the general relationships which is predefined in Aspen Plus. Whenever you will be selecting a block, let us say you are working with a unit operation named as reactor. So for reactor, take for example CSTR. So you have selected a CSTR. So what it will do is, there is inbuilt, everything is written within the software. The material balance equation, the thermodynamic relationship, the rate correlations for momentum, heat and mass transfer, everything is present over there. What you have to do, you have to provide certain data depending on the degree of freedom of your system. So don't go into rush. We will tackle each and every single thing in the later lectures. So today is the first lecture, and we will just have the overview of the software, and I will just make you understand that how to open the software and how to work on this software uh, on the very initial stage. So today we will be discussing only the first step of this particular software, towards this particular software. So the second topic was, what is Aspen Plus process simulation model? In general, a chemical process consists of chemical components or different species that are subject to physical or chemical treatment or both. Okay, so the goal of applying such treatment is basically to add a value or convert your raw cheap materials into valuable final finished product. So basically in this thing, that is Aspen plus process simulation model. So what this model do for us? This particular model will be, we can do anything using this particular model. If we can apply a physical treatment or chemical treatment using this particular model, you will be able to convert a raw material or a cheap product to its valuable form. The physical treatment may include like mixing, separation, that is absorption, distillation, extraction, and heating, cooling, or without a phase transfer. On the other hand, chemical treatment we can do involves a single or a set of parallel series or mixed reactions. So we can perform all these sort of things in Aspen. So such treatment steps are visualized in the flow sheet simulators as component being transferred from a unit to block. Okay, I will be telling you this thing that this particular thing is all about flow sheeting thing. So when we will be coming to the simulation environment, I will be telling you about all these things. Okay, so there are certain steps which you have to follow. Okay, so this skeleton, we have to follow up this skeleton thing uh, for performing the simulation and Aspen Plus. Okay, so right now it's not the right time to discuss this thing because we will not be performing any simulation today. So I will be skipping this part and I will be explaining this part in the further lecture since when we will be doing with our Aspen simulation thing. Okay, okay. So coming to the launch of Aspen plus V10. Okay, so I will be explaining, I will be doing the stuff in real as well. So, but before doing that thing, just let us have a stepwise procedure to this particular thing. Okay, so what we have to do is after the complete successful installation of the software, you have to reboot your system. Okay, and you have once you reboot your system, uh, and again your PC restarted, just go to your start button and the start search button, then make a search of around Aspen Plus, and this particular option will appear in front of you, and just click on this particular option, and this particular software will open for you. Okay, so once it will open, this dialog box will appear in front of you. This is the parent, uh, you can say parent user interface for Aspen Plus. Okay, so what sort of options are present over here? You can see, you can go to new, you can go to open. If you have old files with you which you want to check, or you have to memorize it again, you have to see it again, you can go to open file, and you can go to you can select that particular file which you have with you. You can open that particular specific file, and suppose that you want to do something new in Aspen Plus, you can click on new, and you can go to your you can start creating your new Aspen file. Okay, so once you click on new, suppose that I'm here to click create something new, do something new. Okay, so what I will do is I will click on this particular new thing. Okay, and after clicking on this particular new thing, this particular dialog box will appear in front of me or us. Okay, so what it will ask us to select a template. Okay, so it will ask us to select a set template. So you can select any among depending on the type of work you are going to do, depending upon the type of chemical or the type of material you have with us. You have to be very specific for that thing, and you can select your template accordingly. But in case, let us say that we don't have any idea regarding the chemical thing. We know the chemical compound, we know that what sort of compounds we are dealing with, but we are not sure about the template, that which template will work good with this particular compound. So in that case, you are free to select the blank and blank. You can click on this thing blank, and I will show you so a few minutes later that how it will work. So you can click on this thing blank, and again you will be seeing a blank template over here. You just need to click on that and click on this create. So the blank simulation template will be created for you. But in case if you have any idea that yeah, I want my units to follow this thing, like in this case I have shown you two examples. Like if you will go for this particular template, that is chemicals with metric unit. Okay, so you can see the flow basis for input is mole, the stream report composition flow is mole flow. Okay, so these options are available. It will show you that what particular template you have selected and what sort of specification does it have with it. Okay, so in this case you can clearly see its mass. Okay, and you can see the units. The unit for the pressure is bar over here, which is atm over here. Okay, the unit for the volumetric flow rate is the cubic meter per hour. In this case, it's liter per hour. So there are some technical changes in the templates which has been provided by the Aspen by default. So you have to be very accurate while choosing, or I will suggest you can go to this particular blank and create your blank simulation. And in the end, after finishing up with your simulation part, you can adjust, or you can put your own unit, that you can select unit over there, that whatever unit you would like, you can select over there, and in the end you can generate a report with the units that you have mentioned. Okay, so I will show you how to do that, but in the later lecture. So once you click on this particular blank thing, a blank option like this would appear where it where blank word would be mentioned. Just click on that and click on create. Okay, and after clicking on this create, what Aspen will do? Aspen will take you to this UI. Aspen will take you to this particular user interface. So this is the main window of Aspen Plus Flowsheet Simulator. So this is what it looks like. So it does have different components. It does have a ribbon like structure over here, the first part of it. It does have a properties navigation pane. This particular segment is called navigation pane. Okay, this particular section is called components specification. Okay, and this particular segment is called environment section. Okay, so in latest version of Aspen, we have 4 different environment to work with. We have property environment, we have simulation environment, we have safety analysis environment, we have energy environment. Every different environment has its own importance and has its own application. So depending on your aim, your goal, what you have to do is you have to switch environments depending on your work or depending on your job, and you can perform that particular job. But for our this particular course, we will be working on these 2 environments only. That is, one is property environment and second one is simulation environment. We will not be taking we will not be covering up these 2 environments since it's beyond the scope of the course for this particular coursework. Okay, so moving ahead with the different components, you all can see this is the first component which I told you. This is a ribbon-like structure where you are having different tabs with you. This is file tab, home tab, view, customize, resources. So these are the ribbons which is available, and these are the sub streams. These are the sub parts of these particular ribbons which has been provided to you. Okay, so it's available in the top section. You will be. It's very easy to analyze the things which is present over here. Okay, it's not that key, sir, how I will understand that, what to do with this thing. It's very easy. The words which the Aspen used to define those particular things is very easy. So it's not very difficult to understand. So you will be able to understand these things, and the more you practice, more you play with it, it will get much more handy to you. So for the time being, I will not explain this thing. But when we will be coming back to the simulation or the property analysis part, I will be giving you some sort of stuff that what this particular thing will do and how you can do these things. Okay, I'm just trying to show you part by part, the screen which has appeared in front of us. Okay, so first part is this, that is your ribbon which will appear in front of you. So I have just shown you this particular ribbon. This is the first part. You can go through this whatever I have written over here. So it's not the complete thing, but I will be explaining all the things by performing certain sort of property analysis. So I have shown this Aspen V10 help. Okay, so you can see there is such Aspen One Exchange. So any sort of assistance, if you want Aspen to assist you, if you want Aspen to help you out, there is a documentation which is provided by the Aspen One Exchange. So you can visit the documentation using this search box. Any sort of stuff you can just type over there and just hit enter, and the dialog box will appear in front of you. Okay, and this dialog box will appear in front of you. And in case if you are not aware of how to click and do that thing, what you have to do is just click on this help button, this question mark button. Once you click on this question mark button, this dialog box will appear in front of you. And once you reach this particular dialog box, you just have to go to search help. Just type your keywords, that whatever you want to whatever specifically you want to search, what specifically you want to search, and just hit enter. So the Aspen Plus V10 help will navigate to that particular keyword that you have selected. If it is present, the Aspen help box will take you to that particular keyword, and or if it not, then Aspen will tell you that whatever keyword you have searched for, that particular keyword is not present. Okay, so moving ahead, I have shown you this particular property part with the menu, a sort of menu chart is happening over there, was present over there. This particular bar or menu thing is called to be navigation pane. Okay, this particular thing is navigation pane, where whatever you can see, that is setup, components, methods, chemistry, property sets, these are written in a hierarchical order. Okay, so this is very important. Once you are doing things with Aspen Plus, you have to follow this order. Otherwise, it will not be possible for you to successfully complete that thing. Whatever you want to complete, whatever you want to do, if you want to do it successfully, you have to follow this hierarchy. Okay, that's the only thing I have written over here. This pane has a hierarchy top to bottom of input form. So you have to follow this thing, follow this pathway. That is, you have to finish up the top part first, then the second, then the third, then the fourth, and so on. So this is the hierarchical setup, and you have to follow this thing. Okay, and this particular thing is a component selection specification, component specification uh, part over there in the main UI for Aspen Plus, sorry, Aspen Simulator, and there you can feed your components, or you can put your components in. You can give your components as an input by doing this thing. So I will be telling you, I will explain each and every single thing. Don't worry. And this is the fourth part, which is be talking about the proper environments, the different environment that Aspen have with itself. That is, one is property environment, one is simulation environment, one is safety analysis environment, and the last one is energy analysis environment. So these are the four analysis which is present with the current form of, or the latest software that we have with us. And for this particular coursework, we will be dealing with this two only course, that is the property environment and the simulation environment. So we will be focusing on these two environments only, and these two environments is beyond the scope of this coursework. Okay, so there is one more thing, that is the I will show you that how this thing will appear. It just appear in the lower below part. Okay, somewhere here it will appear. If you have a Aspen Plus UI with you, this thing will appear right here, just to your down left bottom corner. Okay, left bottom corner. So it will tell you that what is the status of your progress. Okay, so here you can see it's written that required input incomplete. So it will keep you notified that whether the all the information that is required by Aspen to perform the simulation or to perform the property analysis, whether all the input requirement has been given by the user or not. Okay, if it is given, then it will say required input complete, and if it is not, then it will indicate you as a red sign, and where it's written clearly that required input incomplete. So these are the components of the main UI for Aspen Plus Flowsheet. Okay, so you must have a look over each and every single component so that you can work in a very comfortable way with Aspen Plus. Okay, so these are the different color codes which Aspen uses to indicate that whether the particular thing is provided, particular data value is provided or not, particular data value is not provided. So if you get a icon like this, okay, if you get an icon like this, what you can see, that is required input complete. Okay, or visited and no data required. Okay, so what Aspen, so basically this is the, so you have to have you all have to keep this thing in mind, that if I have this sort of sign, what does that mean? So if I have this sort of sign, what does that mean? So while doing the simulation, you will be coming across this sort of sign which Aspen do uses, and we must understand that what Aspen wants to tell us. So I have just pasted this particular thing over here, so you can visit this particular PPT, and you can check whether this particular what sort of symbol is defined for what sort of thing. Okay, so it's not very that much difficult, and once you enter the Aspen Plus UI, you will be able to see each and every single thing. So it's not that much difficult and not that much easy. Okay, so description and uses of commonly used pure component data banks. So these are the data banks which is available in Aspen Plus, the package which has been given to you. And these are the uses of it. I'm just mentioning the data packs which is available and the uses. So basically uses will tell you the component, that what sort of component will be dealt by what sort of data banks. Okay, so I've just mentioned the uses over here. So these things is not that much important to you people, since you will be dealing with only normal chemicals. So but I have mentioned over here, in case if someone wants to get in depth knowledge, so that particular person will be able to get those things, that yeah, I'm dealing with this particular component. For this particular component, what sort of data bank I need, so I will go for the selection of data bank, and I want Aspen to use this particular data bank to define the properties for my component. Then you can go for this particular all these steps. Okay, so moving ahead, entering component, you can enter. I will show you all these things just right now. Okay, so let's do one thing. uh, these are the normal things which I will show you one by one. Okay, okay, let me take you to the Aspen Plus UI. All the steps are mentioned over here. So in case if you want to see, you can visit this PPT and you will be able to see that what sort of stuff is there. Okay, so I'm just taking you all to Aspen Plus UI. Okay, Aspen Plus UI. Okay, is it visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so once I open Aspen Plus, this particular thing will appear in front of me. Okay, this particular thing will appear in front of me. This is the parent UI of Aspen Plus. Okay, so you can see I have open option with me, I have new option with me. Okay, so I will click on new. I have just told you that if you don't have any idea regarding the unit, that what you have to follow, and you don't know that what sort of metric unit your components will follow, what you have to do, you have to go for blank simulation. That in case and using this particular simulation, you will be performing your simulation, and in the later stage, you can define the unit for the property whatever you are interested in. Okay, so I was just showing you the thing that is chemical processes. If you click on this, you will be getting your mole, and if you click on this, you will be getting this mass and ATM. So I've just taken those information from here only. And for the time being, I don't have any idea that what sort of components I'm going to deal with, since this is just a introductory lecture. So I will go with blank simulation. Okay, I will click on this particular blank and I will click on create. After clicking on create, just wait for some time. Okay, here you can see it's written that loading simulation engine. Let it load that thing, and once it load, this particular UI in front of this particular UI will appear in front of you. Okay, so this is main UI for Aspen Plus flow sheeting option. Okay, so you all can see this is the ribbon like structure which was appearing over there. So this is our main tab from where we can do all the things, where you can be checking all the things. And this is the navigation pane where you have to follow the hierarchical order. You have to complete each and every single thing order wise to get your final results. From there, you can input your components, and this is your environment. So right now, this particular environment, the properties is selected as an environment. So right now, I am working on properties environment. Okay, and for today's lecture, I will be focusing on this particular environment only. And in the next lecture, I will be covering up simulation environment. And once I cover the basics of these two environment, you will be in a position to perform a simulation. So after that thing, we will start our simulation part. So uh, since I have already said, I have divided the introduction lecture into two parts. So the first part will be I will be covering up on in the properties environment, and in the second part I will be covering up the simulation environment. Okay, and once we complete this particular these two parts, so we will be in a position to perform a simulation. Okay, so for the time being, what you can to do. So the first of all thing that I must show you all that how to enter a component. Okay, so there are different ways of entering a component. You can write directly over here. For example, I want to enter S2O. Okay, I want to enter S2O water. I can write S2O directly over there, or I can write water over here. I will just press enter, and this particular component will be selected. Mind it, this particular component is present in MATLAB, sorry, not MATLAB, Aspen. That's why this particular component is added to the Aspen Plus with all the type that is conventional. Suppose let us say I want to add one more component, say ethane. Okay, ethane. I added that thing. You can, by doing this thing, you can add your components. Or the second method is you can click on find. You can click on find. Okay. So once you click on find, this dialog box will appear in front of you. Let us say I am interested in adding one component name as acetone. Okay, acetone. I will press acetone, and if it is equals to acetone, that means if you want to add acetone only, you can check this box. And if you are looking for a compound which is the acetone, which contains acetone, so you have to select this point. And again, if you want a compound which begins with acetone, whose which names begins with acetone, so you have to select this particular box. Okay, so right now I am interested in adding the component named as acetone. So what I will do, I will click on this particular equals and I will click on this find now. Okay, so it will take few minutes, not few minutes, few seconds to give you that particular component. And you can see acetone present over here. You can add this particular component by double clicking on that. Once I double click it, it will ask you, do you want to replace the component water with acetone or add acetone to the list? I will say add. So what it will do, it will add acetone in my parent component ID list, which I'm generating. Okay. Now for the time being, if I am typing something, okay, if I'm typing something and mistakenly I have typed it wrong. For example, I'm looking for propane. Okay, I'm looking for propane, but I'm only typing this thing and I'm clicking the enter. So what will happen? It will be added to the component list, but no further information will be available. For why? Because the component which I have defined is not present in Aspen. So you can see I have added these three components and you can see the details are present over here. That means the data bank, in the data bank, whatever Aspen have with it, that the components are defined in those data banks. That's why Aspen is able to define all those things for your component. But in this case, I have entered a component which is not present. So the data will not be appear for this thing. So I will be tackling over this thing as well, that if you have a chemical structure with you, what do you have to do? So all these things are pretty cool stuff. So I will be dealing with those things in the later lecture. But for the time being, this is the procedure to add component. So is it clear to all that how to add component in Aspen Plus?
Yes, sir.
यस सर सर
Yes,
बट
sir.
ये जो आया 01 ये मतलब किस लिए आया 01
ये उसका कोड है, वो उसका कोड है। अगर करो ना, अगर आप इसे फाइंड करोगे, if you will look at your acetone, ओके, अगर आप देखोगे ना, तो यहाँ पे ये देखो 01 बन के आ रहा है, ठीक है, एलियास में, इसलिए वो उसका नेम आ रहा है, क्योंकि एसीटोन के ऐसे होते हैं ना कि एसीटोन का बहुत सारा कंपाउंड है, ठीक है, देयर आर मेनी कंपाउंड्स प्रेजेंट विद दिस नेम, जिसमें कि एसीटोन हो, ठीक है। तो कभी कभी क्या होता है कि यहाँ पे जो कंपोनेंट आईडी है वो काफी शॉर्ट फॉर्म में लिखा होता है, और लेटेस्ट से आपके पास एक ऐसा कंपाउंड है जिसमें एसीटोन तो है, प्राइमरी कंपोनेंट जो है वो एसीटोन तो है, बट उसका नाम काफी बड़ा है। तो व्हाट एस्पेन विल डू, एस्पेन विल यहाँ पे लिखेगा, एस्पेन यहाँ पे एसीटो डैश 02, समझ पा रहे हो?
ओके सर
ठीक है, मतलब यस सर।
Sometimes you may cross isomers which have same chemical formula. Okay. So in that case, you need a different chemical code name. So that Aspen identifier.
सर आपकी
Am I
आवाज
audible?
सर आपकी आवाज काफी ब्रेक हो रही है।
Okay, so I think some similar problem is there.
ओके सर, ओके सर। So this is the way by which you can add your component. Okay, so for the time being I have added 3 component, but later on I will change this thing if I will be dealing with some problem. So okay, let there be this particular component, and what I have to do, so you can see earlier this setup thing, this component thing were having this sort of symbol, that is half white, half red circled symbol. That is the required input is not provided. But now what I have done is I have selected the component. So you can see this folders is having green blue tick with it. That means all the required input are completed. So you can move to next step. So now, being over here, I don't know what's the next step. I don't know what to do. What you have to do is you have to ask Aspen that take me to the next step by clicking on this next button. So make a habit of pressing this particular next button once you complete your input data. Okay. So I was over here in component selection. I selected my component. Now I don't know what to do. I will tell Aspen, but I am sure that whatever data is required over here, I have completed that thing. So once you are sure that whatever data is required over here, you have completed that thing, you can ask Aspen to take you to the next step. So what you will do? You will do just press on next, and Aspen will take you to the next step. That is the methods, the property selection method. So what this particular step is, this particular step is very important if you are doing real simulations. Okay, if you are doing simulations using a real not real component, means if you are performing anything like optimization or real simulations which is very much properties dependent, then this particular step become very important. So
एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
yeah.
सर जैसे कि हम लोग ये इनपुट डाल रहे हैं अपने जितने भी केमिकल्स हैं, तो सर अगर हम कोई प्रोसेस फॉलो करते हैं तो रिएक्टेंट्स गिव्स प्रोडक्ट, तो सर हमें प्रोडक्ट भी मेंशन करने पड़ेंगे उसमें इनपुट बार में.
हाँ, अगर आपका रिएक्शन हो रहा है तो आपको प्रोडक्ट भी मेंशन करना पड़ेगा.
ओके सर.
यू मस्ट हैव द आइडिया व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू डू. मतलब अगर आप रिएक्शन करवा रहे हो, मान लो अगर आप सेपरेशन भी करवा रहे हो, मतलब दो कंपोनेंट जा रहे हैं तो उसमें तो चलो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, दो कंपोनेंट जाएंगे वही दोनों मेरे सेपरेट होंगे. बट अगर आप रिएक्शन करवा रहे हो, लेट अस से आप दो कंपोनेंट्स का रिएक्शन करवा रहे हो, दो कोई और प्रोडक्ट बन रहा है, तो यू हैव टू स्पेसिफाई प्रोडक्ट्स एज वेल. ठीक है, क्योंकि एस्पेन आपके लिए कंपोनेंट्स जनरेट नहीं करेगा रिएक्शन करवा के. ठीक है, ये हम लोग यहाँ पे सिमुलेशन करते हैं, और सिमुलेशन इंसान तब करता है जब इंसान के पास एक बेसिक आइडिया होता है, बेसिक ओवरव्यू होता है. तो आपके पास जब बेसिक ओवरव्यू है तब आप सिमुलेशन परफॉर्म कर पाओगे. तो यहाँ पे आप अगर आपका रिएक्शन हो रहा है तो आपको रिएक्टेंट एज वेल एज प्रोडक्ट दोनों को डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है.
ओके सर.
So I was discussing about the property selection method. So here what you have to do is you have to select a property method. Now सवाल ये उठता है कि सर प्रॉपर्टी मेथड क्या होता है. तो प्रॉपर्टी मेथड ऐसे मेथड्स होते हैं जिसके बेसिस पर आप अपने कंपोनेंट्स को डिफाइन करोगे. जैसे इक्वेशन ऑफ स्टेट्स मेथड. I have I have RK equation with it. I have SRK equation with it with me. I have Peng-Robinson equation of states with me. So there are various equation of states जिसके बेसिस पर आप अपने कंपोनेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टीज को डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. और प्रॉपर्टी सेट्स क्या होता है? प्रॉपर्टी मतलब सिलेक्शन जो यहाँ पे होता है, प्रॉपर्टी सिलेक्शन. अगर मान लो मैंने पेंग रॉबिन्सन सेलेक्ट किया, ठीक है, तो पेंग रॉबिन्सन का मतलब क्या होता है? पेंग रॉबिन्सन एक इक्वेशन ऑफ स्टेट है, वो एक स्टेट को इक्वेशंस की हेल्प से डिफाइन करता है. तो अगर मान लो किसी एक स्टेट को किसी एक इक्वेशंस की हेल्प से डिफाइन किया गया है और मैं फोकस कर रहा हूं किसी भी फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में, सो the fundamental property that I have selected is Peng-Robinson. So what will happen is all the properties, अगर मैं इसके बाद मतलब इस स्टेप के बाद अगर मैं आगे भी बढ़ता हूं, अगर फर्दर मैं किसी भी प्रॉपर्टीज पे काम करता हूं लेट अस से, तो जितने भी वो प्रॉपर्टीज होंगी, whatever base method I have selected, that particular property will be calculated using this particular base method only. अगर सिस्टम में नॉन आइडियलिटी है, लेट अस से आई एम डीलिंग विद अ नॉन आइडियल सिस्टम, आई विल बी गोइंग फॉर यूनिक्वैक, आई विल बी गोइंग फॉर NRTL, आई विल बी गोइंग फॉर विल्सन मेथड. सो there is numerous number of methods present over here. The selection is quite tricky, but there is a follow up which you can follow, and I will be showing you कि किस तरीके से आप अपने कंपोनेंट्स के अनुसार आप इसको फॉलो कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, आप इसको फॉलो करते हुए चूज कर सकते हैं. बट ठीक है, फॉर द टाइमिंग लेट मी जस्ट टेल यू, लेट मी जस्ट शो यू. आई हैव सेलेक्टेड विल्सन ओवर हियर. मैं दिखाऊंगा कैसे सेलेक्ट करते हैं. ठीक है, एंड यू कैन मूव टू नेक्स्ट. सो व्हाट इट विल शो यू, it will show you, since Wilson is a non-ideal model, Wilson एक एक्टिविटी बेस्ड मॉडल है, तो ये आपको उसका डेटा आपको शो कर रहा है यहाँ पे कि भाई जो इंटरेक्शन पैरामीटर्स है उसकी वैल्यूज क्या है. for water and acetone. ठीक है, तो we will click on next and it will ask you this thing. So अभी मैं यहाँ पे फिलहाल रुकूंगा and I will just show you by performing one example. एक example मैं वो करके दिखाऊंगा कि किस तरीके से हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं. तो for the time being मैं आपको एग्जांपल करके दिखाता हूँ जिससे कि आपको चीजें और ज्यादा क्लियर होंगी कि भाई कैसे क्या हो रहा है और क्या कैसे हो रहा है. Everything would be clear to you, and the example which I will be considering will be like this. Sorry, not like this. Yeah. So the example which I will be covering will be like this. That is, I will be plotting molar volume of any pure component as a function of temperature at a given pressure. So molar component क्या है? Molar component एक physical property है. तो physical property और जब मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा ये कि किस तरीके से मैं मोलर वॉल्यूम को एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ टेम्परेचर प्लॉट कर सकता हूं, मैं उसी वक्त आपको दिखाऊंगा कि किस तरीके से मैं एस्पेन की हेल्प से ही मैं अपने मेथड्स को सेलेक्ट कर सकता हूं, क्योंकि एस्पेन में वहां पे कुछ कुछ प्री डिफाइंड चीजें हैं जो कि आपको एक बेसिक आइडिया देगा कि हाँ, दीज आर द स्टेप्स विच वन मस्ट फॉलो फॉर द सिलेक्शन ऑफ method base method. Okay, and for the first example I will be considering okay, just let me take you to the Aspen Plus environment where I will be showing you the stuff. Yeah, so I hope you all can see the Aspen Plus UI. Then I will be clicking on new. What I have to do is I will click on this new, I will go for this blank simulation, I will go for this create. What I have to do is, the first job for today's lecture is I have to make a plot of molar volume. I have to make a plot of molar volume for any pure component for a given pressure with respect to temperature. Okay, so for this particular example, I'm considering benzene as my component. Okay, I'm interested in this particular component, benzene. What I will do, I will press next, and you can see I can select base method. So before going into that, I will be clicking on this particular thing, methods assistant. Okay, because I don't know that what sort of method I must select, that my component is comfortable with that method, or the method that I'm selecting is particular feasible with the component that I have with me. So what I will do is I will be clicking on this particular methods assistant. So it will be taking me to this particular dialog box. Okay. Oh, you will not be able to see now, correct? Can you see this particular dialog box? I guess not.
No, sir.
Yeah, I guess not. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. Now you will be able to see. Now you can see now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once you click on this particular method instance, this particular dialog box will appear in front of you. Okay. So what you can do, we have two different methods to choose that particular method, whether we have to go for the component specification or whether we have to go for process specification. So right now I'm going for component specification. Okay, so once I click on component type, I get another 4 options I have to choose from here. I get hydrocarbon system. Okay, so what does it say? Does the mixture contain petroleum acid or petroleum or no? Okay, so you can see that I can choose any of this following methods, which is recommended by Aspen Plus to you. So let us say I'm going for SRK. Okay, I will just close the thing. Did you get the point? That how you can ask Aspen to help you out in these cases?
sir.
Okay. Once again, I'm showing you that how to do with this, how to deal with this. Just click on this method assistant, and once you click on that, you will be getting these options with you. That then specify component type. You can go for, depending on your component, you can go for the selection of the options that you have with you. Okay, I'm going for hydrocarbon since I have benzene with me, so I do have no. Then I can go for these following base methods that Aspen is recommending me to use. Okay, so I'm selecting SRK for the time being. For time being, I'm selecting SRK, and I will go over there and I will choose SRK. Okay, so SRK is selected. You can see method which was earlier, it was half red and half white circle was over there. Now it's blue tick. That means the required input is complete, and you can clearly see over here required properties input complete. So it's clearly mentioned over there. So, but what I was interested in, I was interested in looking at the molar volume of this particular component with respect to time given at a particular pressure. Okay, so what I will do right now, I don't want to press next because I know what I want to do. In case you don't know that what's the next step, then click on next. But if you know, then go to that, navigate to that step particularly. So what I want to do is I want to do analysis. I was telling you, I will be discussing this these tabs. So you can see you have different sections in this particular tab. You have an analysis section, you have a summary section, you have a run section, you have run mode, data source, tools, navigate, units, clipboard. So in this particular analysis segment, I want to perform a pure component analysis. Okay, I want to perform a pure component analysis. What I will do, I will click on this pure. Okay, I'm clicking on this particular pure. So once I click on this pure, this thing will appear in front of me. Okay, this thing will appear in front of me. So the property which I am looking for is molar volume. I want to plot, I want to make the plot of molar volume. I want to see that what is the molar volume of benzene at 1 bar or at 1 atm pressure for a temperature range of 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so you can see the property method which I have selected over here is present, is automatically present over here. Okay, the property type is thermodynamic property type. You can select transport property type or you can select all, which will be consisting of both the property type. So right now I am interested in molar volume, which is a thermodynamic property type. So I am selecting thermodynamic. So once you select thermodynamic and you click on your property, you will get a drop menu and it's a huge list of components. Okay, it's a huge list of properties from which you can select any properties you want to look for. Okay, but what will happen if I select transport? So once you click on this, you will be getting uh, quite less amount of properties, but these are the transport property type. Okay, but right now I'm not interested in transport property type. I'm interested in thermodynamic property type, and that too I am interested in molar volume calculation. Okay, so what I will do for the time being, since I know that molar volume is represented by V, so but if you don't have any idea what you will do, so you can go to your Aspen One Exchange help box. You can see volume of a pure component. Make a search of that, and you will be getting that particular thing is symbolized with V. So you can select V over there. So right now since I know that thing, I will be skipping that part, and I will be selecting V over here. And once you navigate, once you move from one option to the another option, you will be able to see that what this particular option means. Like SIG. What does this tell me? It tells me the ideal gas entropy for a pure component. So nowadays softwares are very intelligent and very smart. So they are everywhere, wherever there is a possibility to assist you, they will assist you. So right now V is for volume for a pure component. So I'm selecting this particular thing. So my V is selected. Now, if you want to specify a unit for that, specify it. And if you don't want to specify, don't specify. It's up to you. But for a time being, I want to specify, and let's say cc per mole. Okay, cubic centimeter per mole is the unit that I have selected, and this particular unit I'm interested in, and I'm looking for your liquid phase. Okay, so this particular component I'm interested in, I will be selecting this particular component. Once I select the component, the run analysis part becomes green. Okay, and talking about this part, your temperature, the unit of this temperature is your degree Celsius. The temperature count will start from 0 degrees Celsius and it will move to 100 degrees Celsius. And the number of intervals which I have given, or which is predefined, is 50. You can change it depending on your what sort of interest you have. You can change it. Okay, so doing all this thing, I will be clicking on run analysis. Since all this input was complete, so once I click on run analysis, Aspen will take few seconds of time and it will give you a plot of molar volume versus temperature. So this is the profile which has been given to you by Aspen, and this is how the molar volume of benzene changes with respect to temperature, that is from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. So, sir, I want to look at this in the tabular form. So just navigate to this particular thing, input, and just click on this result. You will be able to see your form in tabular form. That what sort of data has been plotted, has been shown as a plot. This particular data is available as a table format as well. So you will be able to see this thing. So I hope the first job is completed, and I hope you all understood कि how to perform this job. अगर आपको किसी भी प्योर कंपोनेंट का कोई भी एक फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी का एनालिसिस करना है, so this is the way to do it. Is it clear to everyone?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Hello.
सर ये सर अगर हमें सर वेरिएबल प्रेशर चाहिए होता कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर पे, तो सर
हाँ.
ये सर इस मेथड की वजह से आया है क्या सर प्रेशर कांस्टेंट?
नहीं, इस मेथड की वजह से क्यों आएगा?
नहीं सर, क्योंकि इसमें वो स्टार्ट पॉइंट और एंड पॉइंट प्रेशर के लिए नहीं है, इसलिए
हाँ, तो वो फिर आप चेंज कर सकते हो, वो फिर आप चेंज कर सकते हो. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आप नहीं कर सकते हो, वो फिर आप चेंज कर सकते हो.
सर, क्योंकि हमने तो कहीं पे बताया ही नहीं कि हमें प्रेशर कांस्टेंट चाहिए इससे पहले.
नहीं, वो देखो जनरली विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टेम्परेचर ही अगर आपको करना है तो फिर आप ये, अगर आपको विथ रिस्पेक्ट अगर आपको प्रेशर वेरिएबल रखते हुए करना है देन देयर इज अ अदर वे. ठीक है, तो अभी जैसे हमने जिस पे फोकस किया है, हमने फोकस इसी पे किया था. इसलिए मैंने जब प्रॉब्लम डिफाइन किया था, मैंने प्रॉब्लम ये डिफाइन किया था कि मुझे किसी भी प्रॉपर्टी, फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी को देखना है, स्टडी करना है विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टेम्परेचर एट अ गिवन प्रेशर. मैंने ये स्पेसिफाई किया था कि वहां पे प्रेशर गिवन होगा और मैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टेम्परेचर स्टडी करूंगा. तो इस पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट का ये सॉल्यूशन है. ठीक है, बट द प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट दैट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि सर इन केस माय प्रेशर इज वेरिएबल एंड माय टेम्परेचर इज कांस्टेंट, सो इन दैट केस कैसे क्या होगा. सो इन दैट केस आपका जो भी होगा वो मैं फर्दर आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, बट इट विल नॉट बी टेकिंग कंसिडर, वी विल नॉट बी कंसिडरिंग दैट थिंग ओवर हियर. ओके,
ओके
लेटर लेक्चर्स में मैं उसे एक्सप्लेन करूंगा किस तरीके से क्या होता है क्या नहीं होता है. ठीक है, डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट थिंग. ठीक है, सो यहाँ तक सभी को सब कुछ क्लियर है?
सर सर ये
हाँ
टेम्परेचर
बताइए.
के नीचे ये जो यूनिट्स लिखा है इक्विडिस्टेंस लॉगरिथमिक, सर ये मतलब कैसा है ये सब?
ये आपका बेसिकली चार्ट है. लॉगरिथमिक कर्व्स आप लोग बनाते हो. देखो इक्विडिस्टेंस मतलब नथिंग बट लीनियर. ये आपका लीनियर ग्राफ होगा, जो ग्राफ आप लोग यूज करते हो ये लॉगरिथमिक ग्राफ यूज करेगा. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आपको अलग से लिस्ट ऑफ वैल्यूज देनी पड़ेगी. तो लॉगरिथमिक ग्राफ क्या होता है? साइक्लिक ग्राफ होता है, जहाँ पे फ्रीक्वेंसी पे हर साइकिल रिपीट होता है. तो यहाँ पे हम लोग जिस प्रॉपर्टी की बात कर रहे हैं इट हैज नो रिलेशन विद लॉगरिथमिक चार्ट, तो हम लोग उसे यूज नहीं करेंगे. और इक्विडिस्टेंस का मतलब होता है बेसिकली लीनियर ग्राफ, जो हम लोग ग्राफ यूज करते हैं जनरली ग्राफ प्लॉट करने के लिए. ठीक है,
ओके सर.
यहाँ तक
Yes.
किसी को कोई और डाउट? If not, then I will be moving to the next problem. Okay, we have three problems with us for today, and I will be covering up these three examples. Then we will be ending this session. Okay, so completing this first year, I will be just clicking on save changes. No, I will be just setting it down, and I will be just opening Aspen one again, and just look at the problem. What I have with me is what I have is I have for the following binary system generate BLE data and plot TXY and PXY. Okay, and try to use different thermodynamic model and analyze the result. Okay, that part I will leave up to you. I will be uploading the PPT soon after the class. Okay, to the MS Team group. You can visit to the fundamental practice problems, and the thing which I will be left, which I will leave for you. You have to practice it once you download and install the software. So not right now, but you have to practice it with your own, and just let me know that what sort of analysis you have done. We will be discussing those things in the later classes. So for the time being, what I will be doing with you, I will be explaining this how to plot this KXY and PXY plot for this first thing. Okay, for this first thing, and for the remaining other three, you have to perform the simulation with your own self, and you have to come up with your results. Okay, so Aspen Plus is one, I guess. Yeah. Okay, once I click with new open, then okay, then create. Okay, now the components that I have with me is I have methyl ethyl ketone and I have toluene with me. Okay, so I will just press MEK. Since I know, so mind it, you are not aware of the component ID. सो डोंट बी इन रश कि सर मुझे तो पता नहीं मैं कैसे करूंगा। आप यहाँ पे फाइंड पे जाके कर सकते हो, ठीक है। मुझे पता है इसलिए मैं यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली इंटर कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। बट इफ यू डोंट नो सर मैं कैसे करूंगा, नो इश्यूज, आप फाइंड पे जाओ, आप अपने कंपोनेंट्स को फाइंड करो, आप फिर ऐड करो, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे मुझे पता है इसलिए मैं इस तरीके से कर रहा हूँ, बट देयर इज अ नो हरी। आप आराम से फाइंड पे क्लिक करेंगे, ठीक है। आप यहाँ पे अपने अकॉर्डिंग सिलेक्शन देंगे, जैसे मैं टॉलिन को सर्च करना चाहता हूँ तो मैं टॉलिन यहाँ पे प्रेस करूंगा, मैं यहाँ पे फाइंड नाउ करूंगा, टॉलिन को वो खोज कर लाएगा, फिर मैं उसे ऐड करूंगा, ठीक है। सो डोंट बी इन कि सर मुझे नहीं आता, ये वो कुछ नहीं होगा, ठीक है। यहाँ पे ऐड सिलेक्टेड कंपोनेंट में करूंगा और वो ऐड हो गया, ठीक है, क्लोज। तो ऐड हो चुका, मेरे दोनों कंपोनेंट्स ऐड हो गए हैं। अब मैं क्या करूंगा, मुझे नेक्स्ट करना है, ठीक है। मैं नेक्स्ट करूंगा, मैंने नेक्स्ट पे प्रेस किया तो ये मुझे लेकर गया बेस सिलेक्शन मेथड पे। तो अभी मुझे क्या करना है, मुझे अभी यहाँ पे सिलेक्शन मेथड्स चूज करने हैं, ठीक है। तो अभी मैं यहाँ पे मेथड असिस्टेंट का हेल्प नहीं लूंगा क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि मैं क्या करने जा रहा हूँ। मैं रियली स्टडी करने जा रहा हूँ वेपर लिक्विड इक्विलिब्रियम, और आई डोंट हैव एनी आइडिया कि मेरे कंपोनेंट्स जो है वो आइडियल है नॉन आइडियल है, आई डोंट हैव एनी आइडिया अबाउट दैट। और आई डोंट हैव एनी आइडिया रिगार्डिंग कि भाई वेदर देयर विल बी इन एज़ोट्रॉप होगा नहीं होगा। सो व्हाट आई विल डू इज आई विल बी सेलेक्टिंग अ नॉन आइडियल मॉडल यूनिक वन फॉर द टाइम बिंग। आई विल बी सेलेक्टिंग दिस थिंग, अगर होगा तो प्रेडिक्ट हो जाएगा और अगर नहीं होगा तो नहीं होगा, ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। सो प्रेसिंग ऑन दिस व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल बी क्लिकिंग ऑन नेक्स्ट। सो it will show you the binary interaction parameter, okay। ये अगर जैसे ही आप एक बेस मेथड सेलेक्ट करते हो उसके बाद आप नेक्स्ट को प्रेस करते हो तो जो नेक्स्ट डायलॉग बॉक्स आपके सामने खुल के आता है वो आपका इंटरेक्शन पैरामीटर्स को शो करता है, ठीक है। अब ये इंटरेक्शन पैरामीटर्स क्या है, वो अगर आप हर थर्मोडायनामिक मॉडल को इन डिटेल स्टडी करोगे देन यू विल नो कि ये थर्मोडायनामिक मतलब ये इंटरेक्शन पैरामीटर्स है क्या। बट अगर आप इन डिटेल आप नॉलेज आपके पास नहीं भी हो, ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। आपके पास एटलीस्ट जो जैसे यूनिक्वैक मॉडल है, ठीक है, यूनिक्वैक मॉडल का मेन इक्वेशन क्या है आपको वो इक्वेशन पता होना चाहिए। एंड इफ यू नो द इक्वेशन यू विल बी एबल टू जज कि हाँ मेरा कौन सा पैरामीटर किस पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू को असाइन होगा, ठीक है। सो जैसे मैं नेक्स्ट को क्लिक किया मैं यहाँ पे पहुंच गया, ठीक है। अब यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि रिक्वायर्ड प्रॉपर्टीज इनपुट कंप्लीट, ठीक है, यहाँ पे सब कुछ हो चुका है। नाउ व्हाट आई हैव टू डू इज मुझे क्या करना है, मुझे TXY और PXY डायग्राम्स की स्टडी करनी है, ठीक है। और मैं किस में इंटरेस्टेड हूं, मैं इंटरेस्टेड हूं बाइनरी एनालिसिस में। तो मैं एनालिसिस में जाऊंगा, बाइनरी एनालिसिस पे जाऊंगा। क्यों बाइनरी, क्योंकि मुझे TXY और PXY की स्टडी करनी है जहां पे मेरे दो कंपोनेंट्स है। प्योर कंपोनेंट्स कब स्टडी कर सकते हैं, अगर मुझे किसी एक कंपोनेंट की स्टडी करनी है तो देन आई विल गो फॉर प्योर कंपोनेंट। बाइनरी क्योंकि मेरे पास दो कंपोनेंट है और मैं दो कंपोनेंट्स की स्टडी करना चाह रहा हूं, दैट्स व्हाई आई विल क्लिक ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग बाइनरी ऑप्शन and this particular thing will open in front of you, okay। so यहाँ पे मैं स्टडी करना चाहता हूँ लेट अस से PXY, ठीक है, मैं प्रेशर विद X एंड Y मैं स्टडी करना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे आप देख पा रहे होंगे कि अगर आप प्रेशर की स्टडी करना चाह रहे हैं तो आपको एक कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर प्रोवाइड करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, कि किस टेम्परेचर पे आप प्रेशर के साथ वेरिएशन चाहते हैं। तो मैं 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर पे प्रेशर के साथ वेरिएशन चाहता हूं और मैं देखना चाहता हूं कि किस तरीके से इसका रियली दिखता है, दैट इज व्हाट इज द वेपर लिक्विड इक्विलिब्रियम प्लॉट फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो, ओके। सो how we are going to do this, just click on run analysis, just click on run analysis and we will be obtaining the curve of VLE curve for MEK and toluene. So this particular thing is nothing but which curve is this, anyone?
बबल पॉइंट कर्व, नहीं
This is
सॉरी
bubble point
ड्यू
curve.
सॉरी ड्यू पॉइंट।
Yeah, this is dew point curve and this is bubble point curve. Because we know this is PXY, this is not TXY, okay? So once we are
Yes.
working in the PXY, the dew point curve lies below the bubble point curve, okay? So this is our bubble point curve, this is our dew point curve, and once we have this, and this is the way to generate the PXY TXY curve. I will be telling you few very important things regarding this thing. Okay, so you can clearly see the system is ideal and Can anyone tell what sort of deviation we are having in this particular system? Whether it is a positive deviation or it's a negative deviation from Raoult's law? Can anyone comment on that?
सर नेगेटिव रेडिएशन।
भाई नाम बता दो अपना, क्योंकि यहाँ पे दिख नहीं रहा है कौन क्या कह रहा है। हाँ नाम बताइए अपना, क्या नाम है आपका? हाँ जी,
सर
किसने कहा
मोनासी।
नेगेटिव डेविएशन? एंड व्हाट्स द जस्टिफिकेशन यू विल गिव फॉर दैट थिंग? मतलब कैसे आपने कहा कि नेगेटिव डेविएशन है? मतलब हाउ यू प्रेडिक्टेड दैट?
सर ग्राफ से मतलब नेगेटिव डेविएशन का ऐसे ही ग्राफ होता है जो इसमें ये टोटल प्रेशर इज लेस देन सैचुरेशन प्रेशर।
आर यू श्योर ऑफ इट? अगर आप देखो राउल्ट्स लॉ क्या होता है? राउल्ट्स लॉ होता है कि अगर मान लो मैं यहाँ पे आता हूँ, ठीक है, okay, this particular option is not visible over here, okay, never mind. हाँ, what will happen is that कि अगर मैं यहाँ से लेके अगर मैं इस पॉइंट को ऐड करता हूँ, ठीक है, अगर मैं इस पॉइंट को जोड़ूंगा, इफ आई विल कनेक्ट दिस टू लाइन, सो होता क्या, फॉर्मूला क्या है? P is equal to P1 sat into x1 plus P2 sat into x1, करेक्ट? यही फॉर्मूला है
यस
टोटल
सर।
प्रेशर कैलकुलेट करने का, ठीक है? हाँ P2
Yes.
सॉरी P2 into x2, ठीक है, वो फॉर्मूला है। तो अगर मैं इस लाइन को ऐड करूंगा, दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज कॉल्ड राउल्ट्स लॉ। जो होता है उसका लीनियर लाइन आता है, ठीक है, एकदम स्ट्रेट लाइन आएगा आपका। आप यहाँ पे ये क्या है, P1 sat into x1 नॉट और P2 sat into x2 नॉट, मतलब जो भी आएगा, मतलब मैं एक्सप्लेन जैसे आपको बता रहा हूँ कि ये दो चीजें यहाँ पर आएंगी। आप इन्हें जैसे ही ज्वाइन करोगे ना, तो आपको एक स्ट्रेट लाइन मिलेगा। अगर ये लाइन जो है वो अगर ऊपर गया, दैट मींस इज पॉजिटिव डेविएशन, और अगर नीचे आया, दैट मींस इज नेगेटिव डेविएशन, करेक्ट? यही होता है,
यस सर।
यही होता है ना। तो फॉर द टाइम बिंग दिस सिस्टम इज पॉजिटिव डेविएशन, और इसे मैं जस्टिफाई करवा सकता हूँ या नेगेटिव डेविएशन नहीं है, ठीक है, इसे मैं जस्टिफाई करवा सकता हूँ रिजल्ट्स की हेल्प से, ठीक है। अगर आप रिजल्ट्स विजिट करोगे तो यहाँ पे आप देखो लिक्विड गामा, ठीक है, लिक्विड गामा MEK और लिक्विड गामा टॉलिन, सारी की सारी वैल्यूज 1 के ऊपर है। आइडियल के लिए 1 होती है, और पॉजिटिव डेविएशन के लिए द वैल्यूज विल बी ग्रेटर देन 1, एंड फॉर नेगेटिव डेविएशन द वैल्यूज विल बी लेस देन 1। गॉट इट? सो यहाँ पे आप देख पा रहे हो वैल्यूज जो है वो ग्रेटर देन 1 है, दैट मींस द सिस्टम इज एग्जिबिटिंग योर पॉजिटिव डेविएशन, ठीक है। तो इस तरह के एनालिसिस भी आप कर सकते हो कि आपका सिस्टम जो है वो कैसा वो बिहेवियर शो कर रहा है विदाउट डूइंग एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क, क्योंकि आप भी जानते हो थर्मोडायनामिक्स इज क्वाइट अ tricky सब्जेक्ट एंड इट रिक्वायर्स quite a iterative job to achieve these sort of things. तो इस तरीके के एनालिसिस करना काफी एग्जॉस्टिव होता है, क्योंकि काफी सारे इक्वेशंस आपको सॉल्व करनी पड़ती है। तो इस तरीके से आप TXY प्लॉट कर सकते हैं। ये जो प्रेशर है यहाँ पे आपका 1 बार, ऑलमोस्ट 1 बार का प्रेशर है, 1 बार के प्रेशर पे मैंने यहाँ पे वो अपना TXY प्लॉट किया है। तो आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि आपका जो ग्राफ है वो जस्ट ऊपर नीचे स्विच हो चुका है। ये जो आपका कर्व है ये TXY है, तो ये आपका ड्यू पॉइंट कर्व होगा और ये आपका बॉल पॉइंट कर्व होगा, ठीक है। सो माइंड दिस थिंग कि आप TXY पे हो कि आप PXY पे हो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट द बबल पॉइंट कर्व एंड द ड्यू पॉइंट कर्व विल स्विच, ठीक है। सो इस तरीके से आप TXY और PXY की स्टडी कर सकते हो। सो अच्छा, द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, अब यहाँ पे कुछ चीजें हैं विच यू हैव टू कीप द थिंग्स इन माइंड, ठीक है। अगर मान लो कि मैं यहाँ पे TXY मैंने प्लॉट किया, नाउ आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन लुकिंग एट XY कर्व, ठीक है, XY कर्व मैं देखना चाहता हूँ। तो XY पे मैं यहाँ पे आके क्लिक करूंगा, और दिस पर्टिकुलर यही चार्ट आप लोग यूज करते हो। अगर मान लो MEK और टॉलिन का ही आपको वो करना है, क्या करना है, आपको सेपरेशन करना है, तो मैकअप में आप डायरेक्ट ये प्लॉट यूज कर सकते हो, और डायरेक्ट आप यहाँ से अपना ट्रायंगल्स बनाना स्टार्ट कर सकते हो, ठीक है। तो आपको ये पर्टिकुलर चार्ट जो है आपको दे देगा कि नंबर ऑफ स्टेजेस कितने रिक्वायर्ड होंगे। तो दिस पर्टिकुलर प्लॉट हैज मतलब जो भी प्लॉट्स आप एस्पेन से प्लॉट कर सकते हो, आपके उसके अलग अलग यूजेस हैं। तो आप XY की स्टडी इस तरीके से कर सकते हो। बट नाउ लेट अस डू वन थिंग, यहाँ पे जो है वो, हाँ बताइए
सर, उसमें डायरेक्टली नंबर ऑफ ट्रेज आएगा नहीं, मतलब जैसे आप बोल
वो
रहे हैं
आएगा
XY,
वो आएगा वो आएगा। अभी मैं जस्ट
तो
बता
सर
रहा हूँ कि आप प्रॉपर्टी को यूज करते हुए आप कैसे कर रहे हैं। अगर डिस्प्लेशन कॉलम पे मैं थ्रू में बताऊंगा तो उसमें आपको स्टेजिंग वगैरह सब कुछ आएगा, डोंट वरी।
अच्छा, ओके सर।
अभी जस्ट मैं प्रॉपर्टी को यूज करते हुए आपको एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था चीजें, ठीक है। तो आई एम नॉट यूजिंग एनी यूनिट ऑपरेशन राइट नाउ, ठीक है। तो जब आप यूनिट ऑपरेशंस को यूज करेंगे तो वहां पे आपका स्टेजिंग वगैरह सब कुछ आएगा, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इज प्रेजेंट ओवर देयर, ठीक है। सो राइट नाउ वी आर जस्ट फोकसिंग ऑन प्रॉपर्टी एनालिसिस, और प्रॉपर्टी एनालिसिस की हेल्प से जितना ज्यादा इंसाइट हो सकता है उतना ज्यादा इंसाइट हम लोग ले रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे एक चीज है जहां पे मैंने सिलेक्शन यहाँ पे किया हुआ है कि मैंने जो बेसिस लिया हुआ है ना, बेसिस मतलब किसके बेसिस पे प्रॉपर्टी को एनालाइज करो और पीएक्सवाई कर्व तैयार करो या एक्सवाई कर्व तैयार करो। फॉर दैट बेसिस आई हैव सेलेक्टेड MEK, ठीक है, दैट इज मिथाइल इथाइल कीटोन। नाउ लेट अस डू कि मैं अगर टॉलिन को सिलेक्ट करता हूं तो क्या इफेक्ट आएगा ग्राफ में, तो मुझे बस देखना है, अगर आएगा तो क्या आएगा। अगर मैं नन एनालिसिस करता हूं तो मैं देख रहा हूं कि जो मेरा TXY कर्व था वो पहले यहां से स्टार्ट हो रहा था, यहां खत्म हो रहा था, भाई अब यहां से हो रहा है, तो इट्स क्वाइट ऑब्वियस कि टॉलिन और MEK जो होगा वो अपना जगह बदलेंगे। अगर वो जगह बदलेंगे तो ग्राफ जो होगा वो रिवर्स होगा, ठीक है। सो तो ये तो चलो ठीक है, ये चल जाएगा, इट इज एक्सेप्टेबल। नाउ लेट मी लुक एट XY कर्व। XY कर्व कैसा आ रहा है इसका, अगर मैं XY कर्व देखो तो ये कर्व ऐसा आ रहा है, ठीक है, ये कर्व ऐसा आ रहा है। तो मुझे आप ये बताओ कि इज इट पॉसिबल टू कैरी आउट मैकअप-थियल प्रोसीजर इन दिस पर्टिकुलर प्लॉट?
No, sir.
पॉसिबल, क्योंकि यहाँ पे सभी कंपोजिशन आपका जो है वो आपके वो 45 डिग्री वाला लाइन से नीचे लाई कर रहा है, तो मैकअप-थियल ऑपरेशन यहाँ पे पॉसिबल नहीं है। तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि this particular analysis is wrong. And on what basis I am telling it's wrong? Because the selection of the basis is wrong. Because we must keep in mind that the basis must be the more volatile component. ठीक है, याद रहेगा। While
sir.
performing
Yes.
any analysis, we have to keep this thing in mind that the component which we are choosing for basis, that particular component must be the most volatile component among the components which has been provided in the Aspen. Okay, so by default एस्पेन अगर वो लेता है बेसिस मोस्ट वोलेटाइल को ही लेता है, बट हाँ मोस्ट वोलेटाइल तभी हमें चूज करना है अगर हमें मैकअप फ्लो की तरफ अप्रोच लेना है। बट अगर आपने देखा है कि अगर पीएक्सपाई का जो है आपका सिचुएशन वो आप किसी को भी बेसिस मान के कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, तो दैट थिंग विल नॉट गेट हैम्पर्ड। बट हाँ फॉर द सेक ऑफ सिंपलिसिटी, और मतलब जो होता है अगर आप करेक्टनेस की तरफ रहते हो तो मैं तो ये सजेस्ट करूंगा कि आप बेसिस को हमेशा मोस्ट वोलेटाइल ही चूज करो, ठीक है। अब सवाल ये उठता है कि सर हमें पता नहीं कि सर मोस्ट वोलेटाइल क्या है क्या नहीं है, हमें कैसे पता रहेगा सर। तो ठीक है, डोंट वरी, व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल जस्ट नेविगेट टू योर कंपोनेंट फोल्डर, ठीक है। यहाँ पे हम लोग आ गए, यहाँ पे हमारा दोनों ये था कंपोनेंट था, ठीक है। वी विल जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दिस रिव्यू, just click on this review. Once I click on this review, MATLAB will take few minutes and it will give you the basic properties of the your component that you have chosen. So I can see PB over there, that is the boiling point. So I can clearly see that the MEK has the boiling point of around 80 degrees Celsius and it has the boiling point of around 111 degrees Celsius. That means MEK is more volatile. So if you want to get prior knowledge of the volatility order or of any sort of property, you can do this thing. Okay, but for the time being, I will skip this part. And once I will go into the intensive simulation, I will be explaining all this part in detail कि रिव्यू का क्या फायदा है, रिव्यू करके हम लोग क्या देख सकते हैं, ठीक है। तो मैं इन सब चीजों को मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, बट फॉर द टाइमिंग मैं इन सब चीजों को अभी यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूंगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि अभी हम लोग उतनी इंटेंसिव चीजें नहीं कर रहे हैं। बट वंस वी एंटर इनटू द सिमुलेशन एनवायरनमेंट, आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग ऑल दिस थिंग्स, क्योंकि आप देख रहे हो ना, जस्ट रिव्यू को क्लिक करते ही मेरे इतने सारे ब्लू टिक्स अपीयर हो गए हैं ऑटोमेटिकली। सो भाई कुछ तो इंपॉर्टेंस होगा इनका, तो इंपॉर्टेंस है, इट्स नॉट लाइक ये इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बट फॉर द टाइम बिंग वी विल keep these things as it is and we will not touch those things, but in the later lectures I will be touching up those things and I will be explaining all those stuffs to you. Okay, तो इस तरीके से आप आइडिया लगा सकते हैं कि भाई क्या है क्या नहीं है। और रहा सवाल एनालिसिस का, तो एनालिसिस का रिजल्ट जो था वो आप देख सकते हैं, यहाँ से जाके बाइनरी पे थे हम लोग। हाँ, So here we were, and we were discussing the results of the analysis change करने पड़ेंगे. Okay. So again, you can run analysis and you can see the result. And suppose that you want to see the PXY curve, but not at 25 degrees Celsius, but at 250 degrees Celsius. So you can just change the temperature, and you can again hit the run analysis button, and a graph will appear in front of you. So it can clearly be seen that whatever the positive deviation the system was showing at 25 degrees Celsius, the system is showing negative deviation at 250 degrees Celsius. Okay, and the gap which was in between these two curves, that is the bubble point temperature curve, bubble point curve and the dew point curve, that gap has been narrowed since the temperature is increased. Okay, so you can make all these analysis, you can make your own comments on the system, जो भी system आपको दिया गया हो. ठीक है, चलो फॉर द टाइम बिंग सेकंड सिस्टम क्या दिया गया था हमें, क्लोरोफॉर्म ऑफ 1,4 डाइऑक्सिन. अच्छा, यहाँ पे मैंने लिख दिया कि वो नेगेटिव डेविएशन देगा. चलो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. सो आई होप कि ये मेथड से इस पर्टिकुलर मतलब जो सिस्टम से हमने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया है, आप उसी तरीके से बाकी तीनों को भी आप स्टडी कर पाओगे. ठीक है, कर लोगे ना?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, आई होप इट विल नॉट बी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू पीपल, आप उसे कर सकते हो. ठीक है, तो अभी हम लोग आज के लेक्चर को यहीं तक रखते हैं. ठीक है, और फर्दर क्लासेस में हम लोग जब आगे बढ़ेंगे तो हम लोग इसके आगे का डिस्कशन करेंगे. सो फॉर द टाइम बिंग आज के लेक्चर में हम लोग वी विल कीप द सिलेबस टिल हियर ओनली, एंड इफ एनीवन हैव एनी डाउट, एनीवन कैन आस्क if someone have any doubt. Okay, so I'm stop sharing the screen. Okay, so in case if you have any doubt, you can ask. No doubts?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
नहीं sir.